welcome to Handbrake. My name is Tristram, and this is my good friend Dave.
Hello.
We are coming to you from a sunny place called Adelaide, where it's a pleasant 30 degrees outside, and this is a show about cars and stuff to do with cars.
Loosely to do with cars, actually.
We for this show we see ourselves doing on a weekly basis at the moment. You are watching episode number 1 out of hopefully many more to come. We're mostly going to be focusing on car news and interesting things about cars we've noticed in the past week or so, and it should be hopefully quite interesting to watch. If it's not, please let us know. Our email address is handbrake.tv@gmail.com, and you can also visit our website at http:// and all that funny whatever, handbrake.podbean.com. Should we get into it?
I think we should, because it's been a fairly tumultuous year worldwide, but obviously, certainly that rolls into the car industry as well, in the world of cars.
What
was your highlight? Highlight of 2008.
Yeah, look, I don't like the car, but Nissan Skyline GTR. Sorry, just the GTR. It's really upset the European supercar community. What a car!
Something of a giant killer.
It's epic. I mean, let's put aside the whole is it faster or not than 911 Turbo around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. It's an epic car. The fact that it can even challenge a 911 Turbo and upset Porsche, that they have to go get one elite or off the grey market and verify the claims
Because
themselves.
of the GT2 as well.
Well, that's the thing. It's an amazing car. Amazing car, and hats off to Nissan for making such a phenomenal car. I don't like it myself, for reasons we'll probably discuss in a later episode, but look, what a car, what a car. How about you, Dave?
My highlight actually comes from a unconventional, bit of a left field source again. Left field is in I don't, as you may be aware, and our viewers over time will no doubt be made aware of as well. I don't particularly like a lot of, or pretty much any of the cars that this particular manufacturer makes, which is a little awkward because they are the largest manufacturer of cars in the world. We're of course talking about Toyota, who have somehow turned boring into a commodity and are seemingly taking over the world with it.
For the guys who live outside of Australia, Australia's top-selling car is the Toyota Corolla, which is
the Commodore at the moment, but the Corolla's been buying for, they've been swapping back and forth.
For most of the months throughout the year, you probably find the Corolla is the top-selling car in Australia, and it's what we would regard as a cardigan car. It's the essential car. It does what it says on the tin, which, kudos to Toyota.
If you don't like cars, buy one.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it says about it, especially if you get one in white. White is a bit of a boring colour.
Grey's good.
Grey's another safe colour. But it's a car that, let's be honest, I don't like, you don't like. Great engine, but it really doesn't turn me on, actually.
Which makes it all the more surprising, really, when I've sort of discovered... I don't know, I haven't really read a huge amount about it. I don't know, I think what most journalists have said about it is that it's surprising. I don't even know if it's even for sale in Australia yet, but it is the Lexus ISF.
That's been in concept form for how many years now? I mean, we've seen various concepts of the Lexus ISF for a number of years. It was going to have V8, it's going to have a V10, it's going to have a hybrid V10. Went from a V10 to
gestation for several decades.
For a while, isn't it? And why is it taking you by surprise? I mean, we've known about it for so long.
Just the actual concept, and they put it together. When you have Toyota, which I think you could seriously say for the last 10 years have built nothing that they haven't first sat down in meetings for a considerable period of time, and decided that no, this car will definitely make us money. It's not exciting, it's not interesting, but it's practical, it's reliable, it'll be bench tested to death to ensure that it covers every single criteria that we want it to do.
But I hate
it's
to
not
say
exciting.
I hate to say it. That's what kind of the common man wants, or the common person, I should say. That's what they want in a car. They don't want it to break down. And we can sit here because we're both car enthusiasts and say, we want a car that breaks down in the middle of the motorway because it adds character. But you find that most people, when they're driving to work in the morning, they don't want a car that breaks down for them. They want a car that'll get them to work. And Toyota,
that's fine.
They've made it a very marketable proposition. But it's got to the point now where there is no such thing. You can almost say there's no such thing as a bad car. There are cars that are going to turn you on. There are cars that are not. But they're not going to break down in inconvenient places, as, say, British cars would do in the 70s, Jaguars. I mean, well, you look at Jaguar, it's at the top of JD Power surveys. It's an unbelievably reliable car. And if it's that to someone who's building Jaguars or owned a Jaguar in the 70s, they would probably laugh at you because they were notoriously unreliable.
Well, Jaguar did make 4 out of, whatever the exchange rate is these days, but 4 out of every $5, there's a cap there, 4 out of every $5 came in through the back door, which is a sort of technical way of describing that they made, that percentage? 80% of their profits in repairs, rather than actually selling vehicles, which is what you would expect a car manufacturer to make money out of doing if they were any good at it. But I think, getting back to our original point, I think that the Lexus ISF is surprising for all their Toyotas harping on about green credentials and their endless army of hybrids, and then their other scale of just building anything 4-wheel drive that's Hiluxes, Tundras, Land Cruisers, and all their various gestations, all that kind of stuff. But in the middle, just having nothing but bread and butter cars, the Celica's. Is the Celica still around?
No
MR2's
Celica,
gone.
no MR2, no
Supra's gone.
There's nothing exciting. There's nothing in the Toyota brand that we can purchase in Australia. Just under the Toyota.
No 16-valve Corollas or anything like that.
There's nothing that really sort of turns me on at the moment, I have to say. I mean,
this ISF could be the beginning of the turn of the crowd. That's why it gets my Guernsey for the
most
surprising, and I think my favourite car of the year. I like the way it looks. I like the way it is. I don't know if it's actually any good, which may be an important factor. But I think that it's a really good car. I think that it's just contradicted myself there. I think it's a good-looking car, and
we'll have to wait and see. I suppose with how
I think purely through whatever engineer sort of steamrolled that through and got it on sale, whatever sort of department managed to push that through, they deserve a pat on the back and a seal of approval from myself. Good work. I'm probably never going to be able to afford to buy one, but from me, you've done well, Toyota or Lexus or whoever was responsible for that. And,
2009. 2009 is, as we're filming, it's the 2nd of January today, I believe. Or the 3rd? Third or the second? Third. It's the 3rd today. So we're 3 days into the new year. It's going to be an interesting year. I mean, with the financial crisis in the US, Toyota have turned a loss for the first time in some phenomenal amount of years. I don't know the number off the top of my head.
That is about very surprising.
17 years or so. But it's going to be an interesting year for Toyota. But putting Toyota to one side, I think the big three in the US. Wow. Chrysler, General Motors and Ford, we're going to see, hopefully, I really do hope from the bottom of my heart, a shake-up in the American auto industry in the way that businesses run and the way that the American big three treat and approach their customers and produce cars for their customers. Because that's the thing we've seen recently, endless iterations of the same thing being pushed out. And we don't see a lot of this in Australia. We get a lot of Japanese and European imports coming to Australia. But General Motors and Ford do both produce large cars in Australia for the local market.
And they're entirely engineered for Australian conditions.
That's the thing. They're entirely engineered for Australian conditions. The General Motors subsidiary Holden do export them to the Middle East, so there is an export market there. Ford, unfortunately. Well, that's right. You can also purchase it in the UK. The